All right. Good evening, everyone. Really, really proud of this football team. We knew coming into this week, this was a great opportunity for us. Last week we showed that we could win a game there, on a last play, through fight, through adversity, all the things that we had to do. And we talked to the team all week about being able to show that we could do the same thing, but going on the road. And the way that they prepared throughout the course of the week, accepting the challenges, just continuing to believe, continuing to push. And tonight we played winning football. This is you look at it. I mean, offensively, you're 7 of 10 on third downs, 3 of 3 in the red zone. Being able to, even though the first quarter didn't go necessarily like how we wanted, it just the guys just continued to fight. And I thought Jordan did an extraordinary job. Our entire team. I mean, that's an extremely explosive offense that we played against. I thought we were able to keep them in check for the most part. Still some things that we still got to continue to work on. But these guys, they the way that they're investing, the things that they're pouring into this program. I'm just so very proud of them, and I thought we got better tany and be able to go into a bye week. We need it. I mean, we're banged up. We got down to. We're playing very much in the depth of our roster. So we gotta be able to heal up, but we're gonna enjoy this one tonight to be able to come on the road against all odds. A team that has played phenomenal at home, and our guys didn't worry about any of that. They just worried about their performance and the things that they could control. And just very proud of this football team and the way that they showed up and competed for 60 minutes.
All right, first question will be Corey Clark from Warchant.
Yeah, Mike, could you talk about winning football? 2 plays that come to mind is the Jaron Jones interception, out fighting a really good receiver for the ball, and then Helton making that play on the sideline with his tippy toe to keep that drive alive and for you to guys go down and score. I assume that as a head coach, that's what you're looking at in important moments for plays like that.
No, absolutely. And the margins are so small, and the work, the emphasis, Jaron is a young man that has really had a tough start to the season, being injured in fall camp, just was really up and down throughout the first part of the season. But about 2 weeks ago, he really blocked everything out. And, he broke the rock tonight because of the way that he played, but really also the way that he's prepared. And, to be able to go and make that play was such a critical point in the game, really, gave us some wonderful momentum. And then, you talk about Keyshawn, another young man that's had to respond, coming off a really good game last week, but I mean, it's a game of inches, and, he did everything, technique, fundamentals, being able to extend himself to make that catch on a 3rd and 12 was huge. And those things showed up throughout the course of the game. And, our guys, I thought our defensive backfield, they really challenged themselves this week, and it was something that there's been some negative plays that have showed up throughout this year, and and these guys have just continued to work, continued to battle, and for them to play the way that they did, just like I said, just so proud of them. That Jaron was definitely a highlight of that.
Chris Lee from Noles 247.
Mike, what does it say about Jordan Travis that for the second consecutive week he had to kind of battle through a difficult week of practice in the sense of prep, and then he goes out there and plays like he did tonight, completing his last 11 attempts and also obviously rushing for a career high while posting 5 touchdowns?
Yeah, I mean, and that's one of the things you guys get to see it every day, and the challenges that go into a week of prep, and the things that most people don't get to see is all the work that he's putting in the training room, making sure that he was doing the little things with his film study. I thought he played exceptionally with his eyes, and those things aren't going to show up in the stat line, but being able to be in the right spot, making sure that he's going through his progression. I mean, he's 11 to 13 throwing the football, push the ball down the field. Just all in all, I mean, he's competing at a very high level, and he's going to continue to get himself to where he can be 100%. And I'm excited about his continued development. They're playing the position and what he brings to this offense.
What can you say about the defense's performance, especially after early? I think they allowed 10 points in the first 2 drives, and then I think only 7 over the next 6. Just that in-game response that you saw from them.
Yeah, and that's, sometimes when you go on the road, you're playing an explosive offense. There's a lot of emotion, a lot of excitement. Those guys, they do a great job. I think they've been averaging over 50 points a game at home. Over the last, 2 years probably. It's they present some challenges, but even when we didn't start the way we wanted to, we talk all the time about our response, and that's going to show the true identity of who we are and what we're about. And, there was no panic, nothing on the sideline that, guys, nobody was pressing. They just went out and kept playing and, trusting the plan that we had. And, they showed up big.
Yeah, kind of following up on what you were just saying, we've seen this team a lot of times over the last 2 or 3 years go on the road, get in a hole early, and then not be able to dig back out of it. What did you see differently, or what do you think the key was to being able to fight through that this time?
And I really believe this is a new team, and this is a team that is investing the work in all areas. The way that they're working, on the field, the way they're working off the field, in the weight room, in every aspect, they're just trying to push and improve in who they are, what they're about, and they do believe. And, I know we talk a lot about it. You start a season, you're 0-4, and there's not a whole lot of positive things that are being said. But at the end of the day, these guys had the choice of what they wanted to do with it. And, coaching staff, players, everybody involved, we just kept working. We kept believing. We kept, pushing and holding to the standard of how we want to operate and how we want to play. Hard work doesn't guarantee success, but it puts you in the best position to achieve it, right? If you're willing to make that investment. And these guys, that's what they're doing. There were still mistakes tonight that we've got to get corrected, and that I believe that we're better than in some areas that we're showing. But these guys, they know the work is a necessity, and when you're willing to make that investment, that's where true confidence shows up. And I think we see a confident football team and how they're playing with some of the success that we've been able to see these last few weeks.
What do you think was the catalyst to them becoming this new team, to getting this confidence? Was it that first win, or do you think it was them realizing if they trust in the plan, then they know what's going to happen?
They believe, and they believe in what we're doing, how we're trying to do it, because they know it's hard. It's challenging. There's nothing that comes easy that's ever worth having. And whether it's the push academically, the push of what they're doing out there on the practice field, we want these guys to play to the best of their ability. The work has been there. You see that throughout the course of the games and the responses. And even when we came up short, there was the margins for victory are so very small. But these guys, they're sticking to that process. And, we're not, we still got a long ways to go. But to be able to come on the road tonight and to do the things that we did, it was a challenge. And I told them all week, starting on Sunday, that this was going to be a fight. And the only way we were going to come here and achieve success is we had to be willing to fight. We had to be willing to push. We had to be willing to allow that physicality and toughness to show up. And when you're down early in the game and you're down 10-0, right, on the road, place is rocking, nothing fazed them. They just continue to play.
Hey, Mike, just the job the offensive line did to not allow a sack, especially when you have some of Devontae, hurt like that. And then also, again, the running game, another game of over 200 yards and good continuity up there. Can you speak to that and just the continuity of them having at least some of the pieces together again and the work they're putting in?
Yeah, those guys they're battling. And like you said, when Devontae went down, that continued to test our depth, but they continue to fight. And we're working to get better fundamentally. I thought we had a good plan to try to somewhat neutralize the pass rush that they had. There were some talented guys on that side of the ball, but to go through the game and to eliminate a lot of the negative plays that allowed us to play with confidence. It's one of the reasons why we're 7 of 10 on third downs, because of the early down success and not having those negative plays. And so just really pleased with our offensive line and their continued growth. And I like seeing that each game we're sitting there and we're able to establish the run, because that's what opens up those big plays down the field and really efficiency in the passing game.
I think we can look at it and say, okay, they found an identity on offense, but really you guys are able to actually execute drives, like sustained drives now. Like, how different is that as a play caller for Kenny or for you as a game plan when you guys can actually execute a drive and not have a penalty or things setting you back.
Thanks for noticing that, Ira. It feels really good. No, and that's what we want to do. We want to be an offense that gets better. And, we have been looking for an identity, and we know what we want it to be. Early in the season, we had a lot of self-inflicted issues. Last time we went on the road, we turned the ball over 6 times. I mean, it's, those things, it's hard to achieve success when those things show up. But, these guys, like I said, I know it just goes back to it, but they when you're willing to make that type of investment in the film room, out there on the field, and then all of a sudden you see that consistency just starting to inch up and to just get a little bit better, each and every drive. I mean, it's game changing for us. And, we only ran, I think it was 54 plays, but you look at the time of possession that we were, I mean, first quarter went totally opposite of what we wanted to do, but the last 3 quarters, looked, with being able to sustain the drives, still having some explosiveness. It allows these guys to showcase the best who they are.
Mike, did you watch Jordan cut the sod? And if so, what was it like for you taking that tradition for the first time?
Oh, and it was great. And it was actually the first thing that I thought about right when I saw the clock hit 0 was that we're gonna be able to contribute to the sod cemetery, and it's just such a special tradition, and it's one of the great things of Florida State, and who we are. We talked about in pregame meal, being unconquered. And we knew that it was going to be a battle. It was going to be a fight. But our guys went and they played that way tonight.
Mike, you're able to take more shots downfield today, but not just take them, but execute them as well. Just when Jordan's able to do that, obviously, like how big that is for the offense as a whole, and how much you can unlock with that potential.
Yeah, when you sit there and you look at the efficiency in the run game, you look at being able to pull the safeties back just a little bit. I mean, and if people are going to bring everybody down to try to account for the guys we have in the run game, then it's gonna present some great opportunities. And you see Malik McClain having his first touchdown, Pokey, Keyshawn, that showed up big. I mean, it's everybody's got an opportunity and is going to have a role. But just that consistency. I thought one of the things I noticed was even the receiver blocking in the run game that opens up themselves in the passing game. And Jordan was extremely efficient, located the ball great, and the offensive line gave him time. And when those things are clicking, I think this offense can be one that can really do some wonderful things. And it was good to see them put that on display here tonight.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you guys.